Good day, James. Welcome to your favorite channel, irvinemesa. This is your #1 place to learn how to become a pro web developer. So today I'll be doing another awesome Next.js and Tailwind project. And the beauty about this project is that I will teach you how to use array on scroll inside Next.js project. So just without wasting your time, let's get on to the challenge. So I've gone ahead and I've created this next app that you can see. This is the full installation of the next app. If you don't know how to do it, make sure that you check out my playlist. So I've got this app folder, and then I've got, so we are going to go in the app folder. So this is where we are going to be editing our code. So you can see now this is the global CSS file. This is the global. You can see that we have got the roots by default. These are installed inside Next.js. So I'm going to delete these things. So now also you can see that I've got the styling for the body, so I'm going to delete also this one, and I'm left with those top three. You tell me. So now go into our layout CSS file. That's how it will look like. Then I've got the pages TSX file. So this is the default coding that will be inside. Just highlight everything inside the retain and minimize it. So I'm going to minimize it, then I'll delete it. So now I'm just going to put in some boiler coding. So I'm going to say div, then let's save a boiler text that I'm going to say. So this one is the one that's going to appear inside our browser, because I've deleted everything from the CSS styling and as well as the structural HTML coding. Now we're going to go inside the Tailwind config file. That's where I'm going to make some changes. Okay, now I'm going to put in inside the extend file. I'm going to have some boiler coding, this coding that we have got there. So this is the coding that I will be having colors in the container. And then I'm going to have primary color, secondary and primary dark mode. Then I'm going to styling for the container, that one. So it's the one that we're going to be having for our so now I'm inside a new terminal that I've created, side terminal. I'm going to say cd app. Then so I'm now inside the cd app, and I'm going to run npm install react icons. So as you can see, we are going to install react icons, and I'm going to say okay. The next thing is just to press enter, so that you've got your react icons starting to install. So now I've finished installing React icons. Now I'm going to go inside our the pages TSX file. Okay, this is inside the pages TSX file. What we're going to do is that we are going to go inside, and we are going to run a div again. Okay, this is a div which shall have a component 0 inside. So I'm going to create a components folder. Just don't mind about the error that is appearing there. So let's say inside the components folder, we are going to create a file, sub file. I'll call this one hero tsx. Remember, capital letter H. Then we are going to have another file which I'll call navbar.tsx. So now I'm going to put in some imports, and we are importing hero from component/hero. Then inside the hero tsx file, I'm going to run a function. Say I will run rafce, which shall be we shall run our code shortcut for a boilerplate coding. They can see I've done it, that one. Now we're going to have to go inside the I'm now inside the hero tsx. Pages tsx. I've imported hero component from tsx. But let me just put this error. Let's say it's not jsx, it's tsx actually. So you can see now that I've imported the hero tsx file. It's just showing some errors, so that means that I need to remove the tsx. There you can see the error is now gone. Now we are going to go inside our hero.tsx file. I'm going to inside the navbar tsx. I'm going to run another function just similar to what we did there. I'm going to say rifaafce. There is the coding. So now we're going to go inside our hero.tsx file. Inside the hero, inside the pages tsx file, I'm going to comment it out. This one, I'm commenting out the hero div. Then after commenting it out, I'm going to add a new div which I shall call navbar component. So you can see that we are getting an error because we haven't yet imported it. So let me just come here and copy this one that is on top. Copy it and then just paste it below. And there you can see that I've got the navbar. And I've got the navbar. So now I'm solving this error. Why is showing an error on the navbar component? Okay, inside our navbar, okay, there is the capital letter. It's not hero, it's navbar at the top. You can see that now the error is gone. So now we're coming inside our navbar.tsx file. Now I've got a div. I'm going to say div absolute top left 0, width full, padding white, 2, text black, then background red class. And now add another data os fade down, class name container. Then so we are using data os, then the class name container. I'm going to sub div flex just right between item center. So now I'm said I'm going to add an h1 tag with text transform, font bold, uppercase. Then I'm just going to set in text apple there. So if I reload my web page, let's take a look at the changes. Okay, so this is the text that I have, apple. This is my navbar. So now I'm going to set a span with grape. Let me. Okay, this new text that we have, apple grape there. Then now let's get inside our. I'll style this one font normal. Then I'll set another unload listings with space x-4 text x large by default. Then large text display flex. Then I'm going to have h1 text. Then I'm going to have another listings. This one is for about. Then the last listings for locations. So if I reload the page, they can see on reloading the page we have got this text that is appearing there. So now let's add a div. For this div, I'm going to set it to the icon hamburger class name 3x cursor pointer. So if I reload this page, you can see that, okay, you can see that nothing is loaded on reloading. Okay, there it is now. The hamburger is now being displayed right at the top right corner of the page. Now close this tab. Now I'm inside my navbar tsx file. Now let me come and page tsx file. Okay, I've got this hero which I'm now going to place it as a component, this hero. So now just put a closing hash there at the end. Now we are going to say hero tsx. Inside the hero tsx, I'm going to say hero component. Just as a boiler text. Let me come and reload and check what happens as I reload this page. You can see that there's no text that is displayed. It's not visible. So now let's come inside our page's tsx file and let's delete this navbar.tsx. Okay, just delete it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to import the navbar inside the hero component. So I need to put another full stop there to make sure that I direct it, since we are going backwards twice. Now you can see that on reloading, okay, on reloading you see that it's appearing. That shows that we have successfully imported. And then let's delete the navbar inside the, and also the navbar component there. So we are left with the hero component, and let's reload this page. On reloading this page, you can see that now I've connected the hero component. This is the text that I wanted to see. So that shows that our hero component has been successfully reloaded. Now I'm going to go inside this file. Okay, what we're going to do is, let's go inside our navbar.tsx. Let's maximize this section, navbar.tsx. Then I've got the hero tsx component. Let me remove this text and start again. I'm going to use the main. So I've got the main and closing main there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, inside this main, I'm going to add a section. Inside the main, I'm going to have a section. Okay, like this one. This is a section that I wanted. Now for this section, I'm going to create another div inside. Then let's have an navbar component. Okay, for div I'm going to give it a container, class name container, and then with a nav component imported. So you can now see that the text has been replaced with our nav component that we had initially. Then we're going to set this nav with the padding PA6 medium padding, and then background. Then let's style the section. I'm going to give it relative minimum height 650 background charred. Then if I reload this page with these new stylings, you can now see this is the styling that I just implemented with the from primary to secondary with full rounded. So now you can now see that I've put in some more styling. Let me just space out my code correctly so that everything looks beautiful. You can see, so this is what we have got for now. For now, this is where we are. Then I'm going to add a div. And then for this div, I'm going to say with the second div, third div, for this image or image called grep. This is the image that we're going to use for our coding. So now I've got these three divs. Okay, let me start the first div. I'm going to give it a class name. Okay, grid columns 1 with margin green, columns 2, grid columns 3. So this is then the first div. Inside this div, I'm going to put in class name to style it. I'm going to text white, margin top 100, margin top padding 4, then specs y-y4. Then let's have h1 text. I'm just going to put the text 100 inside. Then we are going to have another h1 tag again for the boiler coding. Let's have fruit juice. So this is the text that will go inside this h1 tags. Okay, let me just space it so that I can. Okay, I'm going to give it a data was fed right, then data delay 300. Okay, you can see that it's not appearing. Maybe it's at the top. Then let's start text 3x padding y6. Then for the second one, I'm going to give it a fade up. Okay, if I reload this page, I've started with font bold and uppercase text shadow. Now I'm going to set a paragraph. Then I'm going to have this boiler text for the paragraph. Then data was fade up, data was delay 300. Then class name text small. Then let's have a button. For this button, I'm going to have text data was fade up. Okay, let me just put in some correct so that my code looks readable. Okay, I'm just making sure that my code looks readable there. Here's the paragraph. Let's have a button. Also, I'm going to space this button correctly with the class name border white, padding x, padding y, rounded large. So now below I'm going to have another div which I'm going to set up for our lining. The image, yeah, for this one is for the image. I'm going to give an image text. Gets the image first load. Let's display grape juice if the image fails to load. So now for the image, I'm going to import it. Okay, I'm going to import it. Like you can see, I've imported hero image from access for the grapefruit.jpg. Okay, let's come inside and let's save this hero image inside the source. Okay, so I spaced out. Now I'm going to say hero image space. Let's come and reload this page. Now I can see that the hero image is not correctly loading. This image is not loading. So what I need to find out the error. So okay, I put everything back and I say hero image. Let's reload our web page. Then I'm adding a source src, hero image source, and let's see if our image does not load up. This is a common error that many developers face when they are importing YAS. So you can see that we have successfully now imported. Make sure that you have learned this trick of adding a.src. Then let's save a div that will only apply on desktop screen. Then so I'm going to give it a md hidden so that it appears only on desktop screen. There's a div that we're adding. So now for the div, I'm going to say, I'm going to go inside our global CSS file. I'm going to display utilities image shadow. Now I'm going to set up some 8 utilities. These are just coding. You can get this coding from my code. Now I'm inside the .tsx file. I'm going to add an h1 which shall contain the text berries, then database zoom out, class name, text center, text small text 120, medium text, also text white, uppercase font bold, absolute bottom width full. Then let's have a sidebar. Then I'm going to give it a div. This one for mobile is absolute top right 0 width 120 pixels, h full, background gradient to blue. Then from primary to secondary, then let's have a div, class name, width full, height full, flexi, justify center, flexi, item center, flexi white, text white, flexi column, justify center, item center, gap 5. Then let's have a lining that will go inside. So you can see that I've added these 3 icons inside. Just copy and paste, then just make sure that you've got different icons for this one. Then what we're going to do, we are going to import Facebook and link it in right at the top there, like I've done, so that these errors can go. Just tell them to text 2x large. So you can now see that I've got these, I've imported these React icons. In the sidebar, there's an error that is appearing underlying the sidebar. That means I now have to declare some const there. Const sidebar, sidebar. You can now see that this error will go after I declare this const. Then React use state, set it to false. Then you can now see that I'm advised to add use client at the top, because we have use effects, use state. So we're going to add use client. This is another common error that young developers face there. I'm adding it right at the top there. Also change this to h1 text to apple grape. This is the text that I'm changing. I'm changing the text there to apple grape. So now we can now see that, okay, I've changed. Now you can now come back and reload the page. You can now see that I've got the apple grape text. Let me just minimize it to 40, and let's minimize this one to by half to 60, by half to 75, by half to x large to 90, then by half also to 90. Let's reload the page and we see. Okay, you can now see that after reloading this page, we have got now our text appearing more visible, apple grape. You can now see that I've done it, this one. Okay, we are doing it correctly. Then let's get inside our hero.tsx file. Okay, let me just put in 20, then there let's put 30, then there let's put 37, then let's put 45. Okay, on reloading, 45 pixels. I want to see how the text will appear after reloading. Oh, it's not too small, very small, very small, very small, very small. So I can now just go back to my previous setups. Yeah, it's more visible now. Yeah, I'll leave it like that one. So now I'm going to click on the mobile responsiveness. You can see that I've added. So for the mobile responsiveness, let's say React use state to convert this one to true. and if you have set it to true, you can come back and reload the page. Over there you can see now we've got our sidebar now appearing correctly. So on click, okay, let me just put in also for now, let's set sidebar, set sidebar to side bracket sidebar, so that our mobile responsiveness can work out correctly. So now let's come back inside the navbar.tsx. Okay, let's set navbar to inside brackets to set bar and set sidebar, so that, and then for the div that contains the hamburger, let's on click function, it calls the function sidebar to set sidebar, so that okay, there you can see now on click you can see that the mobile responsiveness is now we've got a drop down. Now let's just set it by default to false. Okay, one click. Okay, I'm now having an unhandled runtime error. If I reload the page here, let me do, okay, yeah, now it's correctly, it's now loading up. There you can see now the mobile menu is now doing it correctly. Now let's just come inside. You can now see that on mobile view the display is just poor. You can now see that it's not displaying correctly. So I'm going to add on an ordered listings, I'm going to say MD display on mobile, on large screens, medium screen display to flexi. Yes, so that it can change. Okay, let's reload this page. There you can see, oh lovely, you can see that this is for our mobile view. Then on large screens you can see that I've got this view as well. And let's say large screens display flexi. Okay, so I have now set the mobile responsiveness of our website by just using LG flexi. There you can see displays flex on large screens, and on small screens is column view, flexi column direction. Now let me create another terminal. For this terminal I'm going to say the beggars, I'm going to say cd app. Come inside the cd app, we're going to install a OS. So we want to install so that our fading so that our animations can happen. Now I'm inside my pages.tsx file. Let's install. Okay, I need to work on this my second terminal. Okay, let me just delete it so that I've got one thing. Let's restart it. Okay, now I've restarted everything. Let's say npm install aos. Okay, I've got these errors when I import aos from aos by default. Then I use a use effect right at the top. So I need to resolve these errors on line 5. Then so for that one I'm going to have to, let's clear my subterminal. Then I've cleared my subterminal, so I'm going to say save, just add dev save. Then this command npm -save -dev save. If you install this command, this one will help you to delete, this one will help you to resolve the errors like on line 5. They can see now I've got this one. They can now see that errors have gone. So I can now use import and the use effect on line 9 So for the use effect on line 9, I'm going to, this is another common error that developers face. I'm going to have to use, okay, the errors have now gone, so I'm going to change the aos.init. I'm going to change this duration and once, so I'm going to have offset duration, easing and delay set to 1000 is in. So now these are the properties that I want to set inside our, then below I'm going to set aos.refresh. When refreshing, it also performs this animation. So you can now see, let's reload our web page. Okay, on reloading this page, you can see it came out correctly. So let's reload the web page again. Oh, there you can see how everything was loaded successfully. You can now see that the animations, how the animations came out correct. So this is how the animations come out. So now you can now see that for the end, you also can see the Apple grape text animation. There you can see those animations, the animations, how they're happening inside our Next.js file. So after done this one, I'm now going to go inside the data. I'm now going to change a little bit inside the navbar CSS file. I'm going to change the color from black to white. Let's come and reload the web page and see the changes. They can see the changes have been applied correctly. You can now see that the navbar has got white text now. So I'm going to also remove the background BG red 400. Let's remove it. So on removing this background, let's reload the page. They can see now, you can see now the project is just as perfect as we wanted it. So now I can reload the web page completely and see the wonderful animations coming out correctly. There you can see our animations, how all these animations happen. So this was it for the challenge. You can now see that even the Apple grape text loads up correctly, fading in, fade out. If you like my content and you want to continue watching this wonderful content, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and press on the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos that I load.